What's going on, everybody? James here, making this video, asking you to like, share, subscribe. Um, we're 250 subs away from 1,000, which is crazy, but we need your help to get there. So, by liking, sharing, subscribing, you help us spread the word of our podcast. So, really appreciate your help. Thank you.
It's all sorts of sports. Welcome to the show.
Welcome back to All Sorts of Sports.
All sorts of sports.
All sorts of sports.
Sports
Episode-
Sports.
Why do you say that every time? But all right.
It's aggressive. It's well, to some people, it's a very loving thing. I mean, we want sports to be all encompassing here for you. I mean, that's the name of the pod, right? All sorts of sports, including in that ass. Sports in the ass.
I didn't know there was sports in the ass. But okay.
Water sports, dude. Water sports.
All right. Episode 76.
Look at you getting numbers right.
I know, right?
I mean, he's
All
an
right,
accountant. If anybody here should be able to do it.
Yeah. I mean, when I'm off work, brain just
But you're not quite off work because you still got more work to do.
I know.
He shut
But while I'm
it
doing the
down.
pod, my brain's like,
It's sleeping.
And then when I go back, all right, I'm there. All right. So we want to start this episode off by saying rest in peace to Gregg Knapp. There was a bicycle accident and he succumbed to his injuries today. Today is July 22nd. So the accident happened a couple days ago. They said it was life-threatening and he didn't make it. Former Raiders coach, he was currently the passing game coordinator for the Jets. Yeah, that's fucking tough. And
man.
This doesn't matter. The season's about to start, but
yeah,
so the Jets are screwed, but fuck that. It's the fact that he's no longer here.
Yeah. Wear your helmets, kids. I'm not sure if he was or not, but man, if you get hit by a car,
yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, it's like people that ride motorcycles without helmets. You just put yourself in the best possible position, but also cars.
Is this deja vu? Didn't we talk about somebody getting hurt on a bike?
Yeah, it was the basketball player who's
former Utah Jazz center, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now escaping me. But dude, it's first off, it's the summer.
And
People
Terrelle
are
Pryor.
hot. They aren't fucking looking around. Just be careful. So many bike accidents. So many people end up dead.
Another accident that just happened was Terrelle Pryor.
Yeah, but it said bicycle.
It looked like one of those little
It's a
trike.
So after when he joined Washington, I follow every player that comes to Washington. I follow all their social media. And
I got a video of him.
Yeah, he was. Don't bite.
No,
put that lip away, Keem.
What? Wow.
Fucking Bubba Gump in the goddamn bottom corner now. You're sticking lips out of it. What the fuck is that? Terrelle Pryor. He's always riding around in these little cars. Like he's all about different kind of vehicles and stuff. And every time it's like
they're cool as shit.
They're cool as shit, but there's no roof. It's just really, really. I mean,
it's like one of the an evil cartoon character's car where they're super long and skinny with just a windshield.
Like the Cruella DeVille joint.
Exactly.
Reminds me small speed racer cars. They're
dude, but they sound
videos.
Cool. I saw a dude and his lady out. I'm assuming it was his lady just cruising in one of those. They look fun, but also
dangerous.
Be careful. Wear your seatbelt. Wear a helmet.
And then
a speedy recovery. Hopeful.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
Also, I want to send prayers out to Bobby Bowden. It's terminal, so they didn't specify what it is, but I mean,
well, he hasn't said, but I do really respect Bobby Bowden, and what he said to the media was, he's like, I've been super blessed. He's like, I've done everything I think I was put here to do. He's like, so I'm at peace, and that's gotta
91.
be that's gotta
Yeah,
be
91.
gotta be sad, but it's gotta be a good feeling to be like, this was fulfilling.
Yeah.
I'm done here.
Yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
seen that.
That's all you can hope for is to be at
Yeah,
peace.
right. It's like your family's healthy. You've done like what a career, right? He's a Hall of Fame coach.
And his family's good.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'll never hit 91 years old, but that's just awesome.
I mean, I hope not.
And he also just
Wow.
You hope K-Dot doesn't hit 91 years old?
No, I hope I don't.
You won't either. Me and you do not have that concern at all.
All right. So he also battled COVID earlier. And I bring that up just because of the fact that the NFL just came out today with a COVID memo that they sent out to all the teams.
Memo? A memo
Yeah,
feels
I was
like
about to say-
you're putting it lightly.
It didn't read to me like a memorandum.
They gave the NFL teams an offer they can't refuse.
It was
Listen,
There was no offer.
Luca
was no
Brasi
offer.
showed up.
There was no offer.
it was a
Great
threat.
job.
It was
great job, Segway King. Like, you killed that. You killed that.
Thank you.
It was a straight up threat.
And then King leaves.
Yep, Keenan frozen. And that's what happens when you try to be positive in game James props. Your shit will freeze up. Why? It's still frozen.
Oh man.
Well,
The NFL heard that, put you in an ice box, bro.
nah, it's ESPN. All right. So going back, let's discuss what this means. So
Why don't we start with Keem?
no. So oh, God.
Wait, what is this face?
It just sucks because he's like, it's
Once
still
that
big.
bottom lip went away.
He's gonna
All
be
right.
so pissed off. He's
We're gonna let him back in.
Yeah, I'll wait out for it.
that's fucking hilarious.
There he is. Oh wait.
Hey, you're back.
Yo,
Do you have to move him, or you want me to move him, or does it make a difference?
No, it actually. Hold on. Is
He's
that
in the
where he's
same
supposed to
spot.
be? He's in where he's supposed to be.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
funny part is
his
Keem-
bottom lip hit the laptop when it just.
You- when you watch this video back, King. All right.
I won't watch. I'll skip over this segment.
The NFL sent out a letter. Better?
No, it's a
The NFL threatened.
Yeah. No, they
Yeah.
promised. They made promises.
They made promise.
The
That's
NFL
true.
said, "Get down or lay down."
Yeah. To all the unvaccinated people, Cole Beasley. So what this means is this year, if a game, they're not promising to postpone games anymore. They're playing every game within the 18-week schedule.
I mean, they kind of forced themselves into it by making it 18 games. They're not giving themselves any leeway.
Yeah, they said there's not going to be a 19th week or whatever. So if a game is postponed because of one team, they have to pay like a bunch of penalties, including like relocation costs, all the shit that comes from that. The team has to pay.
The team that has the outbreak that is
Right.
responsible has to pay, and none of the players from either team gets a paycheck. Not
No,
either
that's,
team.
no, that's if they don't play at all. If it's canceled.
Yeah, if it's postponed. Which since they're not postponing to reschedule later,
No,
if
they said
there's
they
a
would.
break.
They left room in there for that. If like you remember last year, if the game was supposed to play on Thursday, they could play it on a Tuesday or
They
something.
can move it around within the week, but I don't
Yeah.
think they're going to have as much flexibility as they have had.
Right.
Yeah,
Right, not at all. Now, if the game is just flat out canceled, no players get paid,
yeah.
and yeah, the team that caused the outbreak forfeits that game.
Yes.
That's nuts.
But what happens if both teams have an outbreak?
That's the one question I have.
Like, is it just a double loss? or is it a draw?
It's a double loss and then an expansion type draft with players on their teams.
It should be a tie. It'll probably just end up being a tie.
How many teams are sending people into the Chiefs training facility.
Nah, I think there will be a lot of COVID cuts though. That's for damn sure.
So here's the
It's not
thing.
supposed to be, but I feel like that'll be the case.
COVID cuts, like somebody catches COVID and they're cut from the team.
That won't
Like,
matter.
more so like if you're not vaccinated and you're on the bubble,
Oh, yeah,
teams
yeah,
put that
Yeah,
against
you're
you.
gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
teams are going to put that against you.
I mean, that's
How are they gonna know?
They know if the players are vaccinated though.
How?
I feel like they have the records, like all the medical records of the players.
I mean, I know they get players' medical records, but they couldn't be. I mean, I'm not sure that they're as current.
I'm
as
assuming
the
that's a
last
part of
3
it.
months.
I'm assuming that's a part of it though.
I'm
And
assuming
then-
that built into a professional athlete's contract is their ability to monitor their health
yeah,
Yeah.
that and
because it's
the fact that like all the other shit that the NFL put in terms of what vaccinated players can do compared to what unvaccinated players can do, like they
Right.
got to be able to tell that.
But here's my main issue with it. I understand if you're working for somebody, your boss gets to have some leeway in what they can decide what to do with your job based on, what you decide to do. Here's the issue. I don't know if the commish has been watching what's going on in Japan right now. But you had to be fully vaxxed to be over there, and there are players going down with COVID even fully vaxxed. So I'm afraid that people are going to be too gung-ho, the ones who are vaxxed, and then one of those guys is going to get COVID, and then the NFL season is going to be like, hold up.
Nah, I don't think you're giving the players enough credit because looking at like if you look at some of the tweets that I sent you from NFL players today after the statement came out, they basically said like, "Hey, this year we're playing in jail. Like we're going to the facility to train and to play shit, and then we're coming back."
Yeah, no. My worries is that somebody's going to get COVID that's already vaxxed.
I mean, that's gonna happen.
Even if they're in jail. Yeah, it's gonna be a weird season.
Yeah.
Again.
I mean, at least like I think like this time, just given the fact that they already put this statement out and given teams like enough time as they can or whatever, there's gonna be games that are forfeited.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I wonder how many of them are going to be coming from upstate New York.
well, I mean, just see what Cole Beasley.
I think the read between the lines thing when it comes to the NFL and actually looking at what it is they're going to do for players and what players are allowed to do when they're vaccinated compared to unvaccinated is basically the league saying is that if you have a team of vaccinated players and there is a COVID outbreak, we're going to do everything we can to try to help you guys figure this situation out. If you do not, figure it out. And this is basically what it kind of boiled down to right now. And it's, look, I've said here on the pod that it's hard pressed for me to blame any black person for not trusting a vaccine. Just, I get it. Overall, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I do know that when I was going through K through fucking 12, I couldn't show up for class unless I had certain vaccines.
Mm-hmm.
I also know that if I work in any sort of healthcare profession, it's required that I'm vaccinated. If I work for the State Department, we got to travel overseas, I'm going to be vaccinated. If I'm in the military, you think I got a fucking choice there? I'm vaccinated. If you're getting paid a certain amount of money and you know that you are going to be in close proximity with all these other people, then you need to do what it takes to protect yourself and the other people around you. Because now you are taking food out of other people's fucking mouths. If regardless of this, look, the freedom here, which is where you got DeAndre Hopkins, who posted a tweet about not wanting to, or he's unsure about the vaccine and all the bullshit. Then he took it down 30 seconds later because he was getting fucking flamed, and then put up another thing, which was like freedom ? Motherfucker, here's your freedom. Exactly what you said in the first one. Don't play. You can retire. You don't have to do this. You don't have to play this game. Your freedom is you can retire. The same thing with any other job that you have in which they have rules in which you don't believe in. You can either get enough of the workforce to be behind you and say, all right, we're not going to do this, or you walk the fuck away. And this is where it comes down to. I look at last season, I look at what the Pittsburgh Steelers had to go through because of all the other teams being fucking stupid and them getting their season almost completely fucked over when they didn't have any fucking COVID cases. But because everybody else was doing dumb shit. This is not sustainable unless they put these rules in place. It is what it is. If you don't want to play, opt the fuck out. Wait until they change the rules again. Cole Beasley, talking to you. DeAndre Hopkins, talking to you. Walk the fuck off.
Good job, man.
Yeah, if Cole Beasley walks away, he's walking away from like $5 million. D-Hop's walking away from like 30.
But the great thing with the Cole Beasley thing was you see Stephon Diggs, no shade. Right?
Hey,
Like,
the Bills are
Beasley about to find out that they can find another scrappy slot receiver.
All right.
And that also tells me that Josh Allen is vaccinated.
All right. So when this happened, when the memo came out, Stephon Diggs tweeted accountability, ... availability. And when that tweet came out, everybody knew that he was talking to Cole Beasley.
Wait,
Like,
that's what
Cole
everybody.
Beasley.
Except for me, but yes.
Who do you think he was talking about?
No, I just didn't know.
He didn't know.
I don't.
In the text thread, he asked.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. So Cole Beasley's been like out in the open, like this whole offseason, talking about fucking the vaccine and like, yeah, I'm not taking it. It's my right. And all that shit. The memo came out. Now his teammates is looking at him like, hey, you can fuck all of our shit up just by being here. So I just want a camera in the wide receiver like room, like just to see their interactions now.
Man, this was the wrong year to have Hard Knocks in Dallas. They should have put it in Buffalo.
Yeah.
It would have been good television.
Did I interrupt?
It's still going to be great in Dallas. Like
Cole Beasley is either going to get vaxxed or he may not make it to week 1. So
They get vaccinated, so you get cut.
yeah, I think so at
Yeah.
this point. And I read a statistic where it was less than 25%. And I'm not sure if this is active, like expected starting 52 or I don't know who's calling me. Expected starting 52 or like everybody on a team. But I think less than 25% are still not vaccinated. So it seems like the majority of the players are doing what they need to be doing to make sure that their season is successful. But man, I ran out as soon as I could. They were like, your number's up. And I was like, I'm here. I'm here already. Please.
I think everybody should get vaccinated. But I see both sides as right in this instance. It's like the NFL has cause to do whatever it feels it needs to do to preserve its revenue, like whatever. I get that. But at the same time, I get the idea that players should have a choice. And to K-Dot's point, they do have a choice. And it could be just don't play football. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I see both sides. And I think there's a little bit too much outrage on both sides from like the get vaccinated and also like, I don't want to get vaccinated. Like, okay, bro, like live your life, do what you want to do. Like people make stupid decisions every day. People make good decisions every day. You making one or the other. Everybody to their own. Everybody to their own, and just leave it alone.
See, I will say this is that along those lines, I've tried not to get too hyperbolic about it, the vaccination thing, because like I said, I understand certain people's reservations for doing it. I'll be the first to admit, I didn't run out the door to go get vaccinated. I made sure that there were certain zip codes and certain demographics that were also getting vaccinated and made me feel safer to go get vaccinated. So when I see my girlfriend's family going to get vaccinated, I'm like, I think it's time. So it was one of those sort of things. So like I have my own reservations with it. But I think with this whole idea that you're limiting somebody's freedom because they're choosing not to get vaccinated, to me is just dumb. And I think the dumbness of it goes, yo, it's my right. I'm 22 years old and I can drink as much alcohol as I want to. You can't stop me from getting behind the wheel of a car. You are starting to affect other people. It's okay if you don't want to get vaccinated, cool. Stay your ass at home. Stop interacting around other fucking people. It's no longer about you and your freedom. I'm a smoker. I also spend most of my time in Washington, D.C. Do you know how few places I can smoke? Like the places I hold on to smoke. And yeah, does it get annoying? Absolutely. But if I walk into an establishment and I can't light up a fucking cigarette, I don't run around talking about my rights to smoke. I leave. I understand it. I'm affecting other people with my decision. I get it. And I try not to do it around other people if they're bothered by it. I get that. If you're talking about if you're not getting vaccinated and you could be an NFL athlete, healthy as an ox, fucking go get COVID and be perfectly fine. But now you're carrying something around that could potentially affect other people. Not to mention, even when you are vaccinated, yes, the likelihood is very, very small, but there are still people that can get sick, like really sick after getting vaccinated. So what we have to do as a society is think, what do you have to do to help out the guy next to you? And this is why I go back. American individualism is a suicide pact. It gets on my last fucking nerve. Everyone in this country talking about their individual rights and freedoms and not giving two shits about the guy next to them. It's why we continuously always have fucking all these fucking issues in this country is that nobody thinks about anybody other than themselves.
It gets
Yes, Pastor. Yes, Pastor. Yes, Pastor.
it gets beyond. So there's a difference between individualism and then selfishness. And there's also selflessness that's way over here. But individualism is you are free to move about this country and work as you please, pray as you please, etc. What you're not allowed to do is then interfere because of your decisions on someone else's right to do that, because then you're not being an individualist, you're being an asshole. And there is a distinct difference between the two. K-Dot is an asshole, but not for that reason. He has separate rationale behind him being an asshole.
All right.
But that's the point. Like, don't put my job or my life or the livelihoods of the life of my kids or the livelihoods of those around me. It's supposed to be a team mentality. Remember, it's football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think freedom is the wrong word. I think they want like
freedom. Sorry.
I guess I would call it like safety of choice. Like they want to be
safety
able to
of choice.
They want the
what
safety
in the
net.
safe zone fucking participation trophy bullshit is this?
Listen, I think people that are on that side of the fence want the safety net of being able to make their decision without any repercussions. And I don't think that's realistic. That's what I'm saying.
It's shirking responsibility.
So it's not necessarily freedom, but it's that.
I hate the majority of assholes on that side. Like I could sit down maybe with DeAndre Hopkins and have a conversation and realize that he might have legit fears that need to be satiated in science or in facts that could get him past a certain point. Or he could be Montez Sweat, who just doesn't fucking understand anything.
I can't talk with DeAndre without first asking him why he had shit all over himself at the combo.
I mean, here's the thing.
I got to start the conversation with that, and then we can go into more serious shit. But I got to ask you the question, fam.
As from what I read, that was serious shit.
But what the fuck happened?
So here's my theory.
Maybe he just bring that shit up again, just to people stop thinking about that.
Himself.
Well, he didn't have shit on him per se. He just had and maybe his roommate shit all over that hotel room and peed. Maybe they have fetishes and that's just their thing.
I think what happened was D-Hop was like,
he needs to explain that shit.
I'm about to shit all over this league. And this was
foreshadowing.
Part with my roommate.
Foreshadowing.
It was his artistic inner being. He was like, I'm gonna make this a reality. And then he shit all over the room.
All
right, fuck you for that pun. Or whatever it is that was. I don't quite think it was whatever. I do want to defend. I'm gonna defend the kink community for a second. Majority of people, kink community.
Okay.
People that are into fetishes.
I thought you said something completely different. I was like, what community? Like what?
Yeah.
If you are into water sports and stuff like that, usually people are a lot more respectable. So do not.
Water sports.
Huh?
Think about it. Playing
with piss. Or finding sexual gratification in piss or poo play.
The hot
Oh.
Carl.
Okay.
Most people involved are very respectful and understand you put
So
down
glad this
tarps
is
and
not a
other
kid's
things.
show.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is again the difference between individualism and being an asshole.
DeAndre Hopkins, you're an asshole, and I still haven't
Exactly.
forgiven you for making D'Angelo Hall look like a complete jackass on Hard Knocks.
Did he make him look like that, or was D'Angelo Hall just a complete
D'Angelo
jackass?
Hall was being a complete jackass. DeAndre Hopkins made sure everybody confirmed it, and I can't live that down. And I don't like moments where my Washington
He
football team
tore
looks
his
stupid.
ACL.
Mhm.
He tore it. I remember that.
Yeah.
And then
Tore his ACL.
and then retort months later, slipping
Heating
when he
up
was
a
getting
pizza.
a pizza out of the oven in his
No,
house.
here's
Top
what
set
I'd
him
like to
down
know.
for the whole year, not just the practice.
It was rough.
Here's what I'd like to know. Did D-Hop order him that pizza?
It was a pizza he already had,
Right,
and he was
right.
warming up and slipped
wonder
because he
what
was
the
wearing
toppings were.
socks in the kitchen.
I imagine that D-Hall he's probably a Supreme Pizza kind of guy, but I don't know.
I love D Hall. He's great as far as like.
I mean,
I have all that shit on there.
I went to Tech. I love D-Hall.
that's no, you get it.
He was a Raider. I love him too.
But yeah, Hopkins.
I love him watching the Falcons.
Washington Falcons?
No, when he was watching the Falcons.
Watching.
I was like
sorry.
Washington Falcons. I was like,
I forgot you were
Yeah, I was
shoving
like,
your
well,
face while you
Yeah.
were
It's redacted restaurant. So their nuggets are great though.
You fucking went to Applebee's?
Nuggets? I went to Applebee's for chicken nuggets.
Well, I'm sorry. Arby's has these new nuggets that I really, really want to try.
Oh, they're good. They're really
There's
good.
too few Arby's around. Just
Very
throwing
Has
it out there.
anyone tried the
Botsy.
Popeyes nuggets yet?
Yes.
Are they good?
I've had Popeyes nuggets over the years. I didn't know they had a new one.
They're just a Popeye sandwich as nuggets now.
Ah.
That sounds like bullshit because they need to put the spice in the breading. Stop putting sauce on things and calling it spicy. It needs to be in the breading,
No, but
assholes.
They're delicious.
Whatever. Final thing, Cole Beasley, go fuck yourself. DeAndre Hopkins, please sit down with somebody that knows a little bit more than you.
Has Cole Beasley said anything? I don't
Cole
think so.
Beasley is just he look. If I'm being completely honest, Cole Beasley has not said a lot of like inflammatory things necessarily. I don't think he's necessarily a bad guy. But what he does do is float around a lot of circles with people that I don't fuck with. So usually if you're around that and you make that sort of the base of operations of people you deal with, I sort of got an idea about you. So this whole bullshit where, hey, look, guys, I'm not saying anything. I'm just questioning it all. Fuck you. Like, I hate that shit. Just grow a fucking pair and actually say what it is you feel about something. Cole talk, I'm just saying, I mean, somebody needs to be thinking about the whole freedom thing, you know? I'm just kind of thinking about it. Fuck you, man. Get vaccinated or not. All I know is the Buffalo wouldn't miss your ass. They could find another scrappy slot
Wes
receiver.
Welker. Another Wes Welker.
I mean, all I need is like 3 weeks and like less beer. I'm in. I think he and I are the same height.
He might be a little bit faster.
Nah.
I mean, look, the speed between
Hey,
Cole Beasley and you is the same of the speed between Lamar Jackson and Baker Mayfield.
guess who's going to be available though? Week 1, guaranteed.
You like
This
how I
guy.
did that, right?
This guy.
That was a reach.
It was a reach as fuck, but I did it. I fucking did it. It happened.
It sounded racist to me. But
You know who has 2 legs and breathes air?
Lamar Jackson does. And so does all the motherfucking analysts that be shitting on Lamar Jackson, and they did not shit on Baker Mayfield when they did the exact same thing. And that thing is playing with the youth.
Whoa,
Like
whoa.
it-
Keep going.
Calm down. Why you do that?
Finish the sentence.
All right. They were playing with the youth at a sports camp.
Whoa, that's not better.
Oh, god damn it.
Okay.
Playing football.
Youth playing.
Fucking youth. Okay. He's playing football with the youth at Lamar was playing on a blacktop. Baker Mayfield was playing at his sports camp. When Lamar Jackson did it, you had all the analysts, Shannon Sharp specifically, give him so much shit about it. What, K-Dot?
I think I heard some motor rounds going off near me. Guaranteed to make the man laugh.
I'm never letting him live in that.
I think about it from time to time.
I think about it every day.
Motar. All right, this is Keem's topic. He wants to talk about Lamar and double standards.
I'm gonna get to it.
This isn't my topic.
No.
James picked it to try to satiate you. That's why he picked it.
I thought it was important. All right, so Lamar Jackson was playing football with a bunch of kids in a local neighborhood on a blacktop, running routes, playing DB. When that happened, Shannon Sharp, Pro Football Talk, all them fuckers came out and was blasting them, saying like, "Hey, you're about to get paid. What the fuck are you doing? You shouldn't be out there with kids and all this other shit." Now, Baker Mayfield, it was yesterday, was at his camp doing the same exact shit. Nothing. Media silence. No, and then when I brought this up in the group chat, K. You brought up a point saying like, "Hey, was this sanctioned by the Browns? Was he at the facility?" Nope. He was at an academy field at his own football camp doing the same exact shit. Yep. I went through Pro Football Talk's Twitter right before this. They had a Baker Mayfield story, but it was about hey, Baker Mayfield's teammates are they're hanging out with him, they love him. So let's see how good he is this year. Nothing in regards to the same shit that they gave Lamar Jackson. So I wanted to bring this up on the pod because it's hypocritical, especially of the media, which it's not new, but when it does happen, you got to call them out on this bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, look, for me to try to defend that there isn't a double standard as far as let's just point out black and white athletes and the way they're treated in the media would be asinine. I'm not gonna deny that at all. Mm-hmm. I would say that there are some other differences between the Baker Mayfield and the Lamar Jackson thing. Mm-hmm. That being said, the look, when y'all talked about the Lamar Jackson thing last episode, I had no idea about it. And honestly, looking into it, I saw that there were a few people that made some comments about it, but it didn't feel like it was a really big story. The Baker Mayfield thing that's happening is pretty much a non-story other than people that are unverified on Twitter resharing the fucking video. I think the difference between a blacktop and the grass is a lot. And I think that turf. And I also think the difference between if Baker was just throwing compared to when he was playing coverage, I think that was an issue. But I'm keeping the exact same energy I had for Lamar that I have with Baker. Is that it's cool what you're doing. I'm glad that you're trying to be there to lead the kids and stuff. If you get hurt doing something that is not related to your football activity and unnecessary, and you get hurt, I think you should forfeit some of that fucking cash.
Well, let me add something else because you brought something up. When you said if you get hurt, Cam Akers got hurt working out
and is getting fucked.
Yeah, it's fucking screwed. But this is the thing. This isn't something that's new. There's a period between sanctioned quote unquote team workouts and shit in the off season that players continuously work out to try to get better.
You have to work out to a certain degree, right?
You have to.
Yeah.
Now, if they get hurt in that period of time, the teams can just fuck them over like the Broncos did with that left tackle that ended up signing with the Ravens, right? What's his name?
I think is it Jawan James? Something like that.
Jawan James.
Yeah, sounds right. But I think what a lot of people don't know is what happens almost every time these players get cut for medical reasons. There are lawsuits nonstop. Mm-hmm. Even Sua Cravens, who was a dude that I kind of liked for a moment in Washington, and then he talks about it how he can't even go into certain details of certain things because he has grievances filed against this number of teams. Mm-hmm. And I think from what I understand, I don't know if this is true because this is anecdotal. I heard that a lot of them win. It's just not because they're usually bubble players. or players that are fairly early on, it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars, not like millions of dollar payouts. But they do end up winning a lot of those times. I just don't think they make it that public, and I don't know if they're signing NDAs or anything when they do.
I believe that that's in there.
I'm sorry. Yeah, one would think, right?
Yeah.
So it goes down to, look, the NFL almost in every way of circumstances, like most corporations and businesses, fuck over people.
Yep.
And I'm not looking at the NFL as some bastion of fucking hope of like doing the right thing in any circumstance. I'm saying from a standpoint of, I remember the Ben Roethlisberger motorcycle accident. I remember he got trashed, deservedly, because they told his ass, don't do it. When you ride a motorcycle, it's not a matter of if, it's when you're going to fall or crash. This is period. Ask anybody to ride some bikes. It's not a matter of if, it's when.
Yep.
So if you have that kind of contract, people are depending on you. You got to make a decision.
Contract. Yep.
So when Tom Brady jumped off that cliff when he was on vacation, they had heat for him. I remember when I was the only one screaming about the fucking Josh Norman running with the Bulls. Like I think I was the most vocal person on the planet about that shit.
No, I remember that.
There was a blip about it. I remember. Yeah. But I remember on the podcast, I think I talked about it like 2 or 3 episodes in a row. Like it was something that bothered me.
I mean, to be honest, I didn't even really care because
most people don't. But I think what we go back to is the responsibility and stuff. Is this juice worth the squeeze on this situation? One would say riding a motorcycle, playing on the black side with the youth in the city to give them a positive image. One's a lot better than the other. Period.
Yeah, and then it's like, all right, you have this 5-second video of him running a route or playing defense. How long was he out there doing? Like, if I hop out the car, we're in one route, I'm fine. Then it's being replayed over and over. Like I was spending all day, every weekend out there doing the same shit. Like, come on.
Right. He didn't get hurt, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's the main part, but you know.
It's kind of a non-story.
The issue isn't the fact that he did it. It's just like, for me, the issue is the coverage. And it's consistently that way.
I mean, I hear you, but I wouldn't be surprised if we hear something from.
Who were the main people that were bringing up the Lamar Jackson thing? Just
Shannon Sharp.
Skip and Shannon. Yeah.
So it's like it got sent to that show. Was it being caught up on? Because I'm telling you, I didn't see a lot about it.
Me
either. You go on ESPN, like they were talking, like once one show talks about it, all the rest of
it gets kind of picked up, right? I think, but that's the thing is like the Lamar Jackson thing is fairly a non-story. Same way this Baker Mayfield thing is kind of a non-story. I mean, to me, it's not a story unless somebody gets hurt.
One wasn't, and we know why. That's all I'm pointing out.
Fair.
That's all I'm pointing out. Like I don't like. Of course, next week I'm not gonna give a shit that Lamar ran a route and played DB against some kids from like the local neighborhood.
Baltimore?
Yeah, I think so. That's where he plays.
Can I ask you if Derek Carr?
Wait, you said where was it?
Yeah, was it in Miami or?
I believe it was in Miami.
Okay. About to say if he did that just out in Baltimore, that's
just a question. If Derek Carr got hurt playing pickup basketball with some youth and was out for the season, I'm saying if he was done for the season, how would you feel? I'm literally just curious. I know I would be pissed.
I mean, pissed how? Like, it's not my job to try to regulate what somebody does. Like, this whole shit in regards to like, oh, you can't do that. Like, do what the fuck you want. It's your body. Like, if you can't play this year and you don't get paid, that's the consequences for your actions. I'm not mad at you.
Yes.
Do your shit.
Yes.
That is your man. How pissed would you be if, like, I'm doing this shit for a living. I make millions of bucks. You want me to not do shit until I'm old and I can't do shit like how I want to? If you want to go run with the Bulls, fucking do it. If you get hurt, it's on you.
Yeah, I mean, you can get hurt just running around in your backyard.
You can get hurt fucking making a pizza.
I still think D'Angelo was lying about that. Just FYI.
He could be. But I don't give a shit. It don't matter.
Although, no, you know what? I'd say that back. He did say he was wearing socks on a marble floor.
I mean, that happens.
That's a problem. Like, you should know better.
I bet that floor was nice as hell too.
Like that shit just happens. Like
Marble's a soft rock, so like
you shouldn't wear socks on a marble floor. Just FYI.
that's why you put them in bathrooms, not in your kitchen, idiot.
but none of that shit, Matt. Like
I think that
it's not on us to regulate what somebody does, whatever, with their time. Like I only give a shit of what you do on Sundays and Thursdays and Mondays and whatever the fuck else days of the
Saturdays
week
in the winter.
Yeah, like when you play, cool. Like I want to see if you make the right read. I don't give a shit if you're playing basketball with your kids in your swimming pool. That doesn't matter to me. Do you?
all right, I'm just like,
We didn't say shit about people that was fucking drinking every fucking night and then going out and playing a game back in the 80s or 70s or whatever. Like none of
they
that
got
shit
away
mattered.
with it.
Huh?
There was no consequences.
I mean, should there be consequences now? No.
I'm just saying that, like, all right, I get the aspect of where you guys are coming from on it. Like, I'm not arguing to. I think I'm just devil's advocating more than anything at this point. Nobody
likes the devil, K-Dot.
I happen to worship it, but the aspect.
No. Fix
What?
that shit. Do
Huh?
you really do? You really do?
Yes, all hail Satan. I just wear this to keep people fooled.
Sarcasm doesn't. Come on, man.
I did look. Do you want me to get religious? I get religious on the podcast.
No,
You want me to
God
get
damn
religious
it.
on the podcast?
I think he just wanted you to walk that back.
I'm not walking shit back.
Or just be honest.
I'm God. No, I'm joking. The
Be fucking honest.
what honest? I believe. I'm look. If we want to do a really, that'll be the
Oh,
biggest
how I
episode.
love the name Jesus.
I do like gospel music.
I love gospel music, and I'm a Jew.
God damn. Let me get this goddamn thought out. Hold on. What? Y'all killed.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Fam.
Well, technically, no. The Romans did.
If I said it
Y'all
once, I
just
said it.
snitched.
We couldn't have killed him if he came back. For a murder, you need a dead body. That's
Fucking
facts.
jealous of his magic.
That's
assholes.
facts.
It's just, here's
Why
a
is this
magic.
happening? Why is this fucking happening? Come on, man.
You did
God-
this.
Hey, somebody made the comment with the devil's
I'm trying
thing.
to help him. All right, just
Somebody made the comment.
get
God
your
damn it.
fucking thought out. Go
All
ahead.
right. If you are an athlete and there is a well-oiled machine that's around you that's placating a lot of dollars, if I'm a season ticket holder, let's use your shitty franchise as an example. If I'm a Raiders season ticket holder
Better than yours.
and I paid ungodly amounts of money to sit in that state-of-the-art stadium,
Mhm.
I have season tickets this year,
Mhm.
and I hear Derek Carr got hurt
Mhm.
surfboarding in fucking Kalamazoo.
Mhm.
I literally picked the one place you probably can't do that.
Yeah. Continue.
Would I be pissed? Like,
No.
I spent all this money that I
Let me ask
work
you this
hard
question.
to
Let me
do.
ask you this question. Can you still go to that game?
Why would I want to go to a game where I know the product's going to suck?
You still
That's not what he
can go to
said.
that game.
That's not what he said. Can you still go to the game? Can you
Yes.
still have the experience?
Yeah. You
No,
said
go get the fuck out of here. Like, you
said spent the money to be in the fucking
none
stadium.
the experiences are not the same. We know this. We know this. We absolutely know
Hey,
this.
no, let me ask you this question. When Alex Smith got hurt, who was the dude that came in and y'all almost beat the Bucks?
Which one? Oh, Taylor Heineke.
Okay. Did you know who the fuck he was before? Like really?
I did because of some problematic tweets.
If you-
All coverage is good coverage.
I was excited because anyone was better than Alex Smith. He
Look,
couldn't
man,
play.
Look. I'm under the impression that most players, if not all, that are on that level know that there's certain shit they can and can't do without consequences contractual. Under that, if they still decide to do that and they get hurt, it hurts them in their pockets.
Fair.
I can sell my tickets. You see them all on StubHub all the time for twice as much markup or whatever. Now, if he gets hurt and he's out, like his career's over, we just draft another QB. There's no player bigger than the Shield.
I get it. I don't know. Is an NFL? If I was an NFL athlete, I think I'd look at it from a standpoint of like, I'm sacrificing my ability to do things that I want to do. Also, if I was an NFL athlete, even like a topper echelon guy, I'd probably play for like 4 or 5 years and then retire out of nowhere to go enjoy my money while I still had youth. Like that'd probably be me.
But no, like even still, like look at it this way. You can play 8 years. You go in the league at fucking 21, you're out before you're 30.
I know what it's like at 32 right now. I needed to get out of the game a long time ago to enjoy anything.
I wish I could.
I've already seen my best years.
You're not in an athlete's like condition.
Right. He's in way better condition than I am.
Yeah, but look, when you sell your soul to Satan, he comes a calling. All right, it doesn't last too long. It's got prime real estate,
bro.
Huh?
Never mind. All right.
Who says I'm being sarcastic?
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to another disturbing story.
All hell Valak.
Well, I mean, you know what? To be honest, like if Deshaun Watson plays this year, he's worshiping somebody.
Ooh,
that was your weakest segue.
I mean, fuck you. I don't care. I just wanted to move on because you're pissing me off. All right. Deshaun Watson has been liking tweets of people saying like, hey, like this tweet if you're playing this year. He's liking tweets. He's working out with NFL prospects. I mean, there's reports that teams are saying that they're still interested in acquiring him. And given the fact that, Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, that this process could take a couple years to actually finish, he's probably going to play this year, which didn't seem likely when we first reported the story.
I mean, if you haven't noticed, because I sure have, that story it's not a story anymore somehow.
Yeah, people stop talking. That's it.
I mean,
no.
There's no. As far as I've
read with the Deshaun Watson story in itself.
there's no criminal charges. So
yeah,
my guess is he ends up somewhere else. He gets traded. I don't think he plays for Houston, but
I don't think he plays for Houston either. But I do hope the results are as loud as the accusations were when they come out, whatever they are.
Yep.
So I would love to see that.
It's never the case. That never happened.
I know.
We may never hear another thing about this case.
Well, we will we will on certain aspects. Like 1, if he plays. 2, if he gets traded. 3, anytime he plays in a big game. So
I mean, but they're not going to have any more detail than we do. So
yeah, but you still got people like come out, like they'll just repeat the same shit.
Oh yeah, it'll be a tough season for him if he plays.
I mean, and once, even if time passes, like once he wins like a Super Bowl, or like wins Super Bowl MVP, it's gonna come back up then, because it's gonna be like, yes, troubled past, troubled
checkered,
or if he retires, like the day he retires, is gonna come up again. If he ever makes Hall of Fame, it's gonna come up again. If he decides to coach, it's gonna come up again. Whatever new thing he does in his life is gonna come up.
Yeah, and that's why I want the results, whatever they be, to be as loud as the accusations are. And that's just never the case. And that's like a whole other podcast for another day. So I'm not gonna get deep into that. But it's just it's crazy.
Yep. Go ahead, K-Dot.
I don't want to make you upset. All
right. Final thoughts.
No, shut up, asshole. This is one of those situations where it seems as though, it's going to be a mark on his name going forward. Same way it wasn't Kobe.
Yeah.
Roethlisberger's kind of skated by it a little bit, but it's still on his.
Chauncey Billups,
Chauncey Billups came back up, things like that. The Watson thing, I remember at the very beginning, I was telling you guys a little bit about like the massages and escort services and kind of the lines in between that stuff. So I was always a little iffy about it anyway. But even if there was fire behind all this smoke, as long as there's no criminal charges, which I think is going to be hard to prove regardless, could be just he pays everybody off and everybody just walks their own ways, and it's just what it is. Like, I think this is one of those things that going forward, I think Deshaun wants nobody to talk about it anymore. And I think that for the most part, other than when his lawyer was trying to throw the women under the bus, or when he was showing all the positive interactions he had with massage therapists, which just felt weird.
Kind of backfired a little bit.
A little bit. Other than that, they've been doing it perfectly. You haven't heard shit from Deshaun, not from the camp. Let's all handle what it is we need to handle behind closed doors. And whenever he gets to play, he gets to play. Mm-hmm. I think it's actually been handled fairly good other than those 1 or 2 hiccups at the very beginning. And I think for Deshaun's sake and everybody else's sake, like, I get where you're coming from, Kim. I feel the same thing, especially when, like, rape accusations, sexual assault allegations, and if they're proven to not be true, yeah, I think that those people deserve jail time. But this is one of those things that's going to be almost impossible to truly say anybody did or didn't do anything. And I think Deshaun, all he wants to do is be able to continue to make his money and fucking continue on. Because, I mean, the damage is already done. And I think the extent of the damage is already done.
Oh, yeah.
I think even if afterwards they were able to say, hey, no criminal charges about Deshaun, everyone leaves this situation feeling a little off. Because, I mean, even for all of us, we look at it, why the fuck do you need 50 massage therapists? Like, there's nothing that he gets to walk away from this and not have anybody kind of,
Yeah.
That's fair.
All right. So, final thoughts, guys. Who wants to go first? Raise your hand.
Yeah.
All right. So it's not K-Dot. Okay. Who else? Who else wants to go first?
Final thoughts.
Okay.
Man, I don't think the Olympics are going to happen.
Me neither.
That shit is crazy. I think they just touched their new yearly high, or they're getting there for COVID cases.
Mm-hmm.
Look, the Olympic Games are probably my second favorite. I love the World Cup, I think, a little bit more. But in terms of just national pride, obviously, the Olympics. But man, the USA Soccer just got smashed by Sweden. There's stuff going on over there that we don't know about, I'm sure. They hadn't lost in 44 games. It seems unwise to get, hundreds of countries together in a very small area. And then they all interact, and then you tell them to go back to their respective countries. Just doesn't seem smart. But man, I don't think the Olympics are going to happen, which is sad. But just put them next year. You know who can run then? Sha'Carri Richardson.
Yep.
Just saying. I'm just saying.
All right. Who else?
okay.
I'll go ahead and go.
How many chicken nuggets did you have? Because you just ate chicken nuggets for an hour.
Yeah.
I have 12 and I got one half left.
Are they like
trying not
strips?
to? Huh?
Are they like huge? Like you've been chewing?
No, I was eating them slowly because I wanted to like just gulp them down, but I didn't want that to be seen on camera.
Is that why you kept disappearing? It's like you needed that chicken nugget.
Yeah.
That wasn't that.
Kept freezing
No,
on camera.
This
It's like you just looking at it like, goddamn, just turn it off for a second.
Not what happened. Not what happened. My infused lemonade hit me, and
I could tell.
had my nuggets. But
that was my question to you. I was like, I know you're high.
But I just want to say, Maria Taylor, allegedly moving on to NBC to do the Olympics, but kind of like Ryan, I don't think that's going to happen. Or I think they won't finish the Olympics.
Yeah.
So yeah, but shout out to Maria. That's all.
Cool. Get up.
COVID's back. Cancel everything. No, I'm joking. Summer of Soul. Good movie. Questlove directed about
You did?
Bam.
Yes, I directed. I took some time to put together a movie about a concert that a lot of people don't know about, and it's well worth watching. Outside of that, lemonade and Sprite is an amazing combination.
Oh, you got it.
Shout out.
I've been
Jan.
drinking it all day.
Okay.
Okay. We're gonna talk about it next one.
What are we talking about? I invented this.
Shut up. We're gonna talk about Giannis the next episode.
It's just
right?
adding more lemon to a lemon lime soda.
Yeah,
Who would have thought?
You're just adding more lemon.
Who would have thunk it?
Genius.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
He's not a big lime guy. He needs 3/4 lemon. I get it.
I don't have that many. Oh,
And-
New Kanye's coming out. I'm excited. I'm
Midnight.
excited. Look,
Also,
Kanye, you an asshole, bro. You straight up asshole. But you know what? You make dope music. It just needs to be better than Jesus King. That last album, 2 songs.
yeah.
Salah, I thought was great. Water, I thought was really good.
Whichever one has clips on it was good. I like that one.
But overall, son, I need to hear some cussing. Like, you can love your Jesus, even though he doesn't exist, as we've acknowledged here on the pod earlier. He just needs to put together an album that's Life of Pablo. Actually, the more I listen to that goddamn album, the more I just love it. Ultralight Beam is still my favorite Kanye song ever made.
I just feel like it has a run in toward the middle where I'm like, these like 3 straight songs are just okay. I don't really like these.
I don't know.
And I know the run, so
It's not. All right, I will give you this. Life of Pablo doesn't have no skips. There are a couple, at least, skips. But Ultralight Beam is, I think, the best song that Kanye has ever done. And you know why? Because Kanye's barely
that's the kind
fucking
of
on it.
gospel I want from Kanye.
Yes! Chance the Rapper, greatest song the Chance the Rapper's ever been on. Resurrected Kelly Price, where the fuck she been? Kirk Franklin, first time I saw that motherfucking forever. I love that song, and the best Kanye is when he's barely on the song. When he's at his best.
Just be
Barely
like
on the song.
Timbo. Just put out an album, produce the whole thing, and then just say like 5 words. Go away.
You're still not a good rapper, Kanye, but you are the greatest producer, I think, of our generation. Easily.
Yes, and to see us debate Kanye's top 5 albums, please check out Unequal Opinions, and we'll bring that content to you soon.
A Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is number 1. It's not a close one.
Spoilers.
All
right.
You're a big Yeezus guy.
My final thoughts is this.
808.
COVID is not over. Wear your fucking mask. I don't care if you're vaccinated or not. Just wear your mask. Like, it's not. I know you want to get back to normal, but just wear your fucking mask, please. If you want football to happen, if you want all your relatives at the next like family gathering with the holidays coming up, wear your mask.
Nah, you're starting to sound like me last year.
Well, I mean, I was echoing the same sentiments
Nah.
with my family and friends, but
I was yelling a lot on here, as I usually
You
do.
were. There was a lot of
Yeah, you
yelling.
were. Yeah, I mean, I'm not yelling, but people know what it is. Like, at this point, everybody's seen or had somebody who's passed away from COVID. So,
Yep.
the fuck is you doing?
That was great wisdom by James, and I'm not even going to add anything to it. I would just say, to reiterate what James is saying, if you didn't know, now you know, because he told you. Peace.